The Minnesota State Fair draws more daily visitors than any other state fair in the nation. Over the years, there's been a long tradition of politics being on display. It's where Teddy Roosevelt uttered the famous phrase, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." This year, politics is back at center stage. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz took time off the vice presidential campaign to visit yesterday. And as Twin Cities PBS reporter Mary LaHammer reports, he has been top of mind for fairgoers.
The buzz at the booth where Democrats gather is decidedly different this year.
I got the Harris Walls. It was the orange. I wanted the green, but you know what? I'll just wait until I can get that one too.
Why is this your pick? Why do you like it?
Why do I like it? It's kind of the anti-MAGA hat.
The Minnesota State Fair always features politics, but seeing a local elevated to a national ticket has changed things for folks in the Democratic Farmer Labor Party, or DFL for short. It's the state affiliate of the National Democratic Party.
We're super excited about the Walz-Harris ticket, and we got to stop by and buy some stuff, show our support, and make sure the right people get elected.
With Tim Walz, I'm sad because we'll lose Tim Walz, but he is the kind of guy that you just want to endorse and be behind because he is a father figure, he's a teacher.
Here at the DFL booth at the Minnesota State Fair, they sold more merchandise in the first few days than they've ever done before in an entire run of the fair.
People are excited, and people are excited. Yes, Democrats are excited, but I've been here a number of times. We've had Republicans, independents, people that don't want to go back.
Senator Klobuchar, who ran for president in the past, says it was surreal to stand backstage with Oprah, John Legend, and the Mankato football team before introducing Walz at the convention.
In Minnesota, we love a dad in plaid.
How many times have you been asked, what is Tim Walz really like?
A few times, but actually one of the funnier things about our modern politics is I think all these people across the country now think they know him personally. They think he's like their favorite uncle or something.
The Republican Party booth also has new merch, poking fun at Vice President Harris, and the Never Walz booth has updated images for the VP run, mocking his military record and menstrual products in school bathrooms, along with spinning a wheel full of issues from Action for Liberty.
Stolen valor. Claims he went to battle. Never did.
One GOP state rep spends his time at the nonpartisan House booth.
You walk past the DFL booth, you get the buzz and the energy that's around having Governor Walz. How do Republicans kind of counter that energy around Walz and that ticket now?
I think that story is going to unfold. I believe that the governor hasn't really been held to account for a lot of the decisions that he's made. The governor is really good at communicating with people. I don't agree with a lot of the policies that have come out of that, and I don't think that he's really been all that honest with his belief system.
The Republican from a competitive district worked on the campaigns of Walz's last two challengers for governor and says he barely recognizes the kind of energy the vice presidential candidate has been mustering in front of enormous crowds on a national stage.
I've seen him change his demeanor significantly over the last 3 to 4 weeks.
As a person who, represents some rural areas, how do you feel about him and his outreach in rural Minnesota and the country?
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of work to do on being, a little bit more authentic. Putting an orange vest on and putting a camo hat on and talking about it is one thing. But, when the policies are hurting hunters, when the policies hurt fishermen.
Do Republicans have a lot of work to do, though, to successfully counter what has become a sensation and the memes and his communication skills?
Absolutely. Republicans, we need to talk more about what we believe in and what does it mean to be a Republican in Minnesota. President Trump is very popular in greater Minnesota, but President Trump is not all that popular in the metro. We have to find that space as well and that grace.
The Minnesota State Fair ends today, giving people one last night to pick up campaign merchandise as the campaign enters the final stretch. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Mary LaHammer in St. Paul, Minnesota.